Hi, I'm Niamh, and in this video I'm going to show you a practice that you can do in the morning stretch, to do after we get up out of bed, to open the body up and just get ready for the day, get oxygen into the blood and just get the muscles warmed up before you head out to work or whatever. We don't really need much. If you had a blanket, that would be good, just to help with lifting the hips. So you're going to take a seat on the mat, an easy cross-legged position. You can use the blankets then just to lift the hips up, which is nice to do in the morning, especially just after getting up. Just take the hands to the knee, draw the hands back and open the chest, and you're just going to close the eyes, lift up through the crown of the head. You're just going to soften the breath just for a moment. Feel like you can open the chest. You're lifting up out of the sit bones, almost like there's a string just drawing you up from the crown of your head. And then to start, just gently open the eyes. You're going to take your right hand to the outside of your right knee. Take the left hand behind the left sit bone. Lift the chest, draw the navel in towards the spine, and just gently rotate the upper part of the body around towards that left side. So just a little gentle twist to get us started. Just holding here for a couple of breaths. If it's comfortable, you can allow the head just to follow the shoulder, but if not, just bring it to where it's comfortable. And then just releasing back to the center, and you're going to go to the other side. So you're just going to take your hand to the outside of that left knee or down the thigh, just depending where you're able to hold. And that right hand then comes behind that right sit bone. Lift the chest, draw the belly button in, and just very gently rotating the upper part of the body. Take a couple of breaths in, and just so you can feel where it's tight, so around the ribs, it'll feel really nice just to get the breath in there. And then just releasing back to center. Okay, come onto your hands and knees. You can just push the blanket out of the way. So we're just going to keep warming up the spine. The knees and the hips are going to line up with each other. The knees are hip distance apart. The hands are underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers really wide. You can tuck the toes under. And then inhale, drop the belly down, lift the chin, lift the hips. And then on the exhale, you're going to push the back ribs up towards the ceiling. Let the head come down. And we're going to do that 4 more times. So you're going to inhale through. And then exhaling all the way up. Inhaling, and then exhaling, inhale all the way through, exhale. So just opening up the back of the ribs, the back spine. Inhale, I think this is number 4, coming all the way through. And then extending all the way up. And then coming back to a neutral position with the spine. Just take the knees to mat distance apart. Bring the toes together and sit right back onto the heels. So from here, you can bring the head down towards the floor. If that is not possible, you can just bring the elbows down and you're still getting that stretch into the spine. You can rest the head onto the hands. Looking here for an opening in the back body. So as you breathe in, just feeling those back ribs expand, the side ribs as well as the front. And then as you're exhaling, just see if you can sink the hips a little bit closer towards the heels. Reaching the fingertips away. If you want to, you can lift the wrists up. Again, you're just kind of working into the shoulders here, but nice and gently, so we're not forcing the body to do something that it doesn't want to do, especially if you've just gotten out of bed. Let's take one more breath here. And then just looking up between the hands, plant the hands down, spread the fingers really wide, come up onto your knees, and then just bring them so that they're underneath the hips again. You're going to curl the toes under and keep a really nice bend in the knees and lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Pressing the floor away with the hands, allow the shoulder blades just to melt down the back, and the head is free, so you're not kind of shoving it anywhere. Draw the belly button in. Then we can start to just walk the dog. So you're just gently pressing one heel down towards the floor and then the other. So we start to open up the back of the legs, the calf muscles, the back of the thighs. Connecting movement to breath, so as you inhale, bend the knee, as you exhale, straighten. Take one more breath. And we're going to start to walk the hands towards the feet and the feet towards the hands. Take the feet hip distance apart, holding onto the elbows, just completely let the top half of the body hang over the legs. Now, if this is too tight in the back of the legs here, you can just bend the knees and let the chest drop down onto the legs like that. You totally don't have to have the legs straight. You're letting the top half of the body just hang off, so you can twist from side to side. Press down into the ball of the feet. You feel a little lift into the inner arches of the feet. Feel the legs activate, especially the inner thighs. And then moving slowly, just release the hands, bend the knees, take the hands to the hips, and be really mindful that you're not going to just jump up and send the blood rushing all around. You don't want to get dizzy. Just come slowly, slowly all the way up. And just for a moment, take the hands, the fingertips down by the side, open the chest. Good. And then we're going to come to the top of the mat. And we're going to work into half sun salutation. So we're just going to open the body. Actually, if I face you a little bit, come back into center, you might be able to see what I'm doing. We're going to work into some half sun salutation just to open up the chest and get the blood moving around the body. So the feet are together or they're hip distance apart, just depending on what is good for you and the low back. Sometimes it can be a bit tight around here, so it's nicer to have the feet hip distance apart. Otherwise, have the feet together, a little gap at the heels. Inhale, then bring the arms out wide. Press the palms of the hands together and look up towards the sky or the ceiling if you're inside. On the exhale, you're going to dive forward. You can bend the knees here. Inhale, look up with a straight spine. Bring the hands onto the knees, onto the thighs. And then exhale, folding in. I'm going to keep my legs bent for this first one just to show you. And then on the inhale, you're going to press into the feet. Come all the way up. Press the palms of the hands together and then exhale, bringing them all the way down. So we're going to do that 4 more times. And I'm going to start here at the top of my mat. So inhale. And then exhale to dive forward. Inhale, look up with a straight spine, shoulders back. Exhale, folding it. Inhale, pressing into the feet, bringing the arms up. And then exhale, back down by your side. And again, inhale. Exhale to dive forward. So taking your time, using the full length of the breath and connect that to the full movement. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhaling, pressing into the feet. And then exhaling, the hands come down. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And you can do this with your eyes open or your eyes closed. Exhale. Last time. going to move back into a full sun salutation to get us back down onto the floor. So just following me slowly. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale to fold in again. Inhale, looking up with that straight spine, shoulders back. Exhale, plant the hands down onto the floor. Step back with the left foot and then step back with the right. We're going to come into a plank position. So the shoulders and the wrist creases are in line with each other here. Spread the fingers really wide and push the floor away with the hands. So you're pushing up through the shoulder blades. The crown of the head is moving forward and you're pushing out through the heels. Draw the navel just gently in towards the spine. And you're going to bring the knees down onto the floor, and then you're going to tuck the elbows in, keep them close into the body, so you're going to shave the body with the elbows, and bring the chin and the chest down onto the floor, and then you're going to inhale, coming down onto your belly, flatten the toes, draw the elbows in, draw the shoulder blades down, exhale, lower back down onto the floor, press back onto your knees, slide the hips back, and then you're going to come into your down dog again. You're just going to stay here for a couple of breaths. So the feet are hip distance apart, really pushing the floor away with the hands. Spread the fingers wide, allow the shoulder blades to drop back down the back. Think about pushing those thigh bones out through the back of the legs. And hopefully the legs and the spine have started to open a little bit so you don't feel as tight as maybe you did at the start. And again, just let the head go. And we're going to come into a lunge, so you're going to just take that right foot, lift it up, bend the left knee, and just take it to the top of the mat. So the knee and the ankle are in line with each other here. Bring the back knee down. And then you're just going to line up the knee and the foot, or the ankle here at the top of the mat. Draw the fingertips back, open the chest. You're going to draw that right hip crease back, left hip crease forward just a little bit. Tucking the tailbone under, draw the belly button back in towards the spine. Just take another breath here. So really pressing the floor away with this foot at the front. So you feel the whole side of that leg activated. Then you plant the hands down, curl the toes under of that back foot. So you lift up that back leg first, then just slide this leg back. You're in a plank briefly, and then you're pushing back into down dog. And then you're going to go to the same on the left side. So you're going to float that leg up, bend that right knee, take it to the top of the mat. The back knee comes down. Draw the fingertips back, just lining up the knee and the ankle. Open the chest. Left hip crease moving back, right hip crease moving forward. Pressing that floor away with the foot. And then to come back out, you just plant the hands down, curl the toes under, slide that leg back, you're in plank, and then you're pushing up into down dog. And we're going to do another lunge, a little variation on that. So you're going to lift that right leg up, bend that left knee, bring it to the top of the mat. Bring the back knee down. Sometimes when you bring this back knee down, it lands almost directly under the hip. So just to get the stretch in this back leg, take the knee up, slide it back, and flatten the toes. You're going to bring the hands up onto the thigh here, open the chest, tailbone moving down. And then from here, press the foot into the floor. Lift the arms, press the palms of the hands together, and then you're going to take that left elbow to the outside of that knee. Just getting a little bit of a rotation here into the upper body. So you're pressing hands, and you'll probably be able to see better on the other side, but you're pressing the palms of the hands together and just rotating the chest around to that right side. You can look up over that right shoulder or look straight out in front. And if you want to go a little bit further here, what you can do is curl the toes under of that back foot and lift that back leg up off the floor. I'm giving a choice, you don't have to do all of these. And just holding here, and then to come back, coming back into center, just holding here for a breath, pushing out through that back heel, so the knees up or it's down. And then take the hands back down onto the mat, and sit back into plank, and then into your down dog. Just taking a breath or two here again, just releasing the head. And you're going to move on to that left side, so that left leg floats up all the way to the top of the mat. Back knee comes down again, doing that adjustment with the back leg if you need to. Pressing into the thigh, open the chest, tailbone down. Lifting the hands up, pressing the palms of the hands together, and then you're going to take that right elbow to the outside of that right knee. And again, left knee. the other right, which is the left. And then pressing the palms together, opening the chest here. And then you're going to curl the toes under of that back foot and lift that back knee if you want. You don't have to. Just take a couple of breaths here. So if that back leg is straight, really pushing out to that back heel. Pressing the floor right with that front leg. And then you're going to come back into center. I'm a bit more wobbly on this side, it seems. Just holding here for a breath. Again, you can have that back leg down on the mat. And then to come down, you're just going to take the hands down and gliding back into down dog. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then you're just going to come down onto your knees. Sit right back onto the heels. Just opening the chest. There's the sun. Finally. Just allow everything to settle. And then just bring the hands down onto the floor. Come onto your bum. Extend the legs out. You want the feet hip distance apart, so just rolling back down onto the mat. I'm going to work into a little back extension here, so a bridge. Press the hands down onto the floor, open the chest. And see then if you can touch the fingertips to the top of the heels. Okay. You're just going to take an inhale on the exhalation, just draw the belly button gently back. See if you've got that strength within to lift the hips. Pressing the feet away, or pressing the floor away with the feet rather. The knees, the hips and the ribs are in one straight line here. And you can stay here if you want. If you want to go a little bit further, if you want to open up the body a little bit more, take the hands underneath, interlace the fingers and move the hands down towards the heels. And then you can go a little bit further. You can take one shoulder under and then the other shoulder, and you're going to lift the hips up. Again, you got to be really careful that the legs don't fall out to the side, that they stay hip distance apart. And imagine the tailbone moving down towards the back of the knees. Keep that belly button drawn in. And then to come out, just release the hands, undo one shoulder and then the other shoulder. And then just slowly, slowly rolling the spine, vertebra by vertebra, down onto the mat. So you kind of roll out into where the tailbone is down on the floor. Just pausing here for a moment. And then just to release the spine, we're going to work into a little reclined twist. So you're going to take the knees together and bring them down to one side and take the hands into a goalpost shape. If you want to, you can look out over the opposite shoulder, if that feels comfortable for the neck. And then coming back into center. Just recenter the hips a little bit. Bring the knees down to that other side. Again, you're looking out over the opposite shoulder if it's comfortable. If not, you can just keep the head into center like that. And then knees back in. If you want to grab your socks or grab a blanket and cover yourself up, you can. We're just going to extend the legs out, allow the feet to roll out to the side, turn the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. Soften the jaw. Allow the belly just to become soft. Just staying here for whatever amount of time that you have, maybe 5 minutes, maybe more. When you're finished, just take the knees in gently over your belly. Give yourself a little hug. And then just rolling, coming gently up to a seated position. Just taking an easy cross-leg position here. Get the hands in front of the heart. Close your eyes. Chin to your chest. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with us here today.